Hello everyone, I am Ronan the Original for Get Off My Lawn Gaming, and this is my Battlefield 1 setup guide. I'm going to step you through how I have the game configured, and just like in my Battlefield 4 guide, whether you want to directly copy my setup or just glean some details is entirely up to you. If you're interested in me doing a deeper dive on anything, just let me know in the comments below. So just like in Battlefield 4, we get this launch screen. A few different things you can choose from. You can jump straight into a game. I typically don't recommend doing that. I recommend using the multiplayer advanced search. And we're going to be going through the multiplayer tab, the soldier tab, and the more. Under more, we're going to start with options, and then into controls. Just like in Battlefield 4, the soldier mouse sensitivity by default is set to 20, which is really quite high, even for someone like me that likes to turn very quickly. I turn that down to anywhere between 10 and 13%. Mouse sensitivity for the vehicles, keep that as a default. 20% should be good enough. Raw mouse input, turn that on. That will disable any sort of mouse acceleration that you get from Windows. I like to set my soldier sprint to hold, everything else, the horse sprint is set to click. That way with the horses, a lot of times you're going to be taking off or you're not going to be slowing down, so just turning on and going is useful. Soldier weapon zoom and vehicle weapon zoom, definitely set those to click so you can just aim down sights and not worry about it. You can take your finger off the mouse, off the button. And let's see here. That's really it for controls. There's some advanced options. Not really a whole lot to mess around in there. Gameplay. So under gameplay, really the only thing that I want to go over is the crosshair color. Default, the crosshair color is white, which is fine under a lot of circumstances, but it can be lost in the heat of battle. So I like to have it set to something that you're not really going to see in the battlefield, like blue or purple or somewhere in between, or yellow or green or something that's going to stand out and but at the same time not hurt your eyes. I mean, red obviously would stand out, but after a while it would start to hurt your eyes. Let's see here, I think that's it for gameplay tab. I'm going to head on back to audio. On the audio tab, I like to set a nice gap between my master volume and music volume. The music is fantastic, it's a wonderful score, but it can kind of get in the way in the heat of the battle. And you want to make sure you set that to stereo unless you are actually using some fancy surround sound headphones, and headphones are an absolute must. VoIP, so that you can verbally communicate with your squad. You want to make sure that's turned on. I'm going to head back out of here and head into video. Under video, again, I like to adjust my field of view, turn it up a little bit so I can see more things off to the sides. You do sacrifice some zoom capability, but I think it's a good compromise. Set it between 65, maybe 70%. Some people go as high as 90. I can't personally endorse that. Now, I am not colorblind, but they do have some really awesome colorblind options here that will help differentiate the colors. I like to set it to tritanopia. This gives you the best differentiation between the colors. The default is this, which is fine, but again, when it's really kind of in the heat of battle, having something that stands out a little bit better is nice. There's some video prettification options down here, these different effects, and we want to turn all those off. I get a little message there. Otherwise, it will be a little bit more distracting in the game. Key bindings, again, I use FEDS or EDSF as opposed to WASD, so you're going to see a lot of differentiation from the normal setup. The important thing is to come in here and actually know what they are and what they do. I'm going to go over some of the more important ones. Chatting all, chatting team, chatting squad, that should be fairly obvious. The VoIP button, you want to know where that is, that you can use if you're not using something like Discord, that you can communicate with your squad mates, especially if you're on a public server and you're playing with people that you don't know. You may find that you'll get a lot more squad play involved. Now, in vehicles, you can pop between the different seat options with the function keys F1 through 8. Now, going over to the soldier tab, a few things to take a look at here. The spot combo rows, just like in Battlefield 4, you can use that to spot enemies for your team. You can also use it to issue commands, go, 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 need a medic, need ammo, etc. Interacting and entering and exiting a vehicle are set to the same key. Spotting a combo, that's normally the default, I believe, is Q. and the interact and enter-exit vehicle normal is E. Jump and space, or jump and parachute deploy are set to the same key, just as before. Gas mask. So, mustard gas is a thing. This is Battlefield 1. Know what your gas mask button is. Now know that when you have the mask on, it is difficult to aim down sights, so you're not going to want to have that on all the time. Alright, moving on down, fire mode. Again, if your weapon alternates between single shot and fully automatic, you can toggle that. Melee attack, throwing grenade. I like to set my melee attack to my mouse key. I can just rapidly do that. And the throw grenade button, you want to make sure you know where that is. I definitely prefer to do a crouch toggle as opposed to a crouch hold. And that's it for the soldier gunner. On the vehicle driver tab, here really the two things that I want to go over is the chase camera. That's going to give you a third-person view, make it a lot easier to see things around you. And also the self-repair. You can repair yourself as a vehicle driver without getting out, which is very useful. And that's really about it for the key bindings. We're going to back on out to take a look at Battlepacks. I don't have any Battlepacks right now. This is my main account. They function a lot of the same way. You get them after rounds and for leveling up and for a variety of other things. Default brand new play, you are going to have a lot of unopened Battlepacks. Go ahead and check those out. Some of them are experience boosters. They work the same way as they do in Battlefield 4. But for the most part, a lot of them are skins for weapons and vehicles. The Companion is a mobile app. I highly recommend getting it. It actually allows you to change your loadout on the fly through the mobile app, and it literally updates within the game within seconds. It's very useful. You can send the Companion email, you can get it all set up on your phone. Alright, we're going to go over to the Soldier tab. Just like in previous games, there are ranks that you level up, there are also medals, and there are service assignments. Medals, I could care less. It's just something shiny, but the service assignments are actually very useful. As you can see, even though I've got a lot of time in the game, I hadn't been focusing a lot on the service assignments previously. I am starting to now. They are useful because you actually get interesting and good things. Like, for instance, your gas mask also reduces explosive damage by 20%. Very useful. So these are things that you do want to come in here and you want to take a look at what it takes to get them and work through them as needed. Alright, customizing the soldier. Basically, you can set up a variety of loadout options that you can cycle through when you're in the game. As a medic, I have a couple that I switch between. I set this one up for run and gun. It has a fully automatic rifle that I have here. And then basically the only difference between that and my sniper option is that I have a longer range semi-automatic rifle for that. The weapons themselves, there are a ton. I'll go back over here. And a lot I haven't even unlocked yet. Weapons are unlocked either through completing assignments or purchasing them with war bonds, which is up here. I have 3,630. You get war bonds at the end of rounds. Within the weapon itself, you can change a variety of things. The optics, I'm going to set this to the buckhorn because I prefer that. And set the magnification. Let's set to 1.5. You can also specify whether or not you have a bayonet. Not having a bayonet will make you aim down sights faster. And then you've got your variety of gadgets. Again, medic should be fairly obvious. The assault class, this is going to be your anti-tank loadout, your anti-tank character class. The supports, you're going to have a light machine gun. You also get things like mortars and the ability to repair, a bunch of other fun gadgets. And the recon, or the scouts, it is what it is. You can tell I'm not a huge fan. Alright, and that's pretty much it for that. Again, with the multiplayer search, I always recommend coming here to the server browser, called the old-fashioned way, whatever. But this way you can know exactly the game mode, the ping, the refresh rate of the server, the maps that it's running, game mode, all that. So that is pretty much it. I hope it's been helpful. Again, if people want, I'm going to go ahead and start doing a... well, whether you want it or not, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do some more deep dives on both Battlefield 4 and 1. Just some tips and tricks that may not be abundantly obvious, and hopefully it will help everyone out. Alright, hope this has been helpful.